Well, hello and welcome to Growing Deeper Daily with Gateway Church. I'm Pastor Michael, and once again, looking forward to getting in God's Word together with you today. It is a Wednesday here, the end of July. Can you believe it? We're a good ways into the summer now, getting ready for sure for the fall season coming up. Getting excited here for what God's going to be doing in and through our church this coming fall as we launch a new time of ministry together. A lot of great announcements coming down the pike pretty soon here. I'm also very excited to get our students and our teachers back in our building. We've been cleaning and freshening up and getting the facilities all ready for the fall. It brings me amazing joy to see the hundreds of kids and teachers and family members here every day when the academy opens up again this fall. So be praying right now for all the planning and preparation that's going on, that God will continue to work in and through us. I want you as well to be remembering today our students. They are away at camp. I'm reminding you every day this week. They're up at Word of Life. I've been getting some great reports of some great times that they've been having together. Continue to pray for them, especially that the Lord would get the attention of their hearts during this week away, that they might grow and know Him more fully. So pray for them and safety traveling back this Friday. Today, though, we want to look into the book of Proverbs this week in chapter 6, verses 6 and following. And today we want to look to the ant in the animal or insect kingdom. There's a great example. The Proverbs, they oftentimes will use various things in the natural world around us to teach us deep moral and spiritual truths. You see it all throughout the Proverbs, about observations about nature, observations about animals, observations about human nature as well. And today in chapter 6, verse 6, we see the example of the ant to challenge the one who is lazy, the sloth. Here it is in verse 6. Go to the ant, you slacker. Observe its ways and become wise. Without leader, administrator, or ruler, it prepares its provision in summer. It gathers its food during harvest. How long will you stay in bed, you slacker? When will you get up from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. And your poverty will come like a robber, your need like a bandit. One of these amazing sections of Proverbs. Oftentimes when we come to the Proverbs, we're looking for those little one-off statements, a verse or two, pithy, short. But here we see in chapter 6, talking about the ant, it draws out the explanation. It says, look to the ant. It is diligent in its work. It does not need an administrator hanging over it in order for it to be faithful to the tasks that are ahead. It works hard during harvest time, preparing for the winter ahead, that it does not seek to slumber, but that if it does, it knows it could be its own ruin. And likewise, we're to look to the example of the ant for this a great encouragement and example of what it means to be diligent, faithful, hardworking. I think this is an amazing challenge for us from God's Word, to think of all the areas in our life and ask, Lord, am I being diligent, faithful, hardworking? Now, don't misread this. I'm not saying we do it to the point of exhaustion, that we are married to our workplace or anything like this. But I believe that part of representing the image of God in this world means that we are faithful to the tasks and the work that God has given us. You see that in the very beginning. When God creates humanity in His image, He gives them work as a beautiful gift, the task of being faithful to the things that God has called them to do, including being faithful in the relationships around Him. So some of you may be hearing this today and thinking, but Pastor Mike, I'm the hardest working guy at my job, or I own my own business. I have no option to be lazy and not work hard. I got to get it done. And no doubt, we have amazing hard workers that are watching here today. But even beyond just your manual labor or your career, ask yourself in all these other areas of your life, are you diligent, hardworking, being faithful to the task God has called you to? Think of that example in your marriage. Are you being faithful to loving and caring for your husband or your wife? Are you, as a parent, seeking to engage and to love and to lead your kids? Or are you seeking in your own personal disciplines, spiritually, to know the Lord, your spiritual growth? Are you seeking to be a person of prayer, a person that gets in the Word? How about those other relationships in your life? Are you being faithful and diligent and hardworking? Because when we do so, we get to reap those rewards of flourishing relationships, reap those rewards of intimacy with others, reap the great reward of walking in unity with God and intimacy with Him as well. I want to encourage you today to evaluate all those different areas in our life, which is so easy to compartmentalize, and to ask, Lord, how might I even be more faithful like the ant in working hard in my relationship with my mom, in my service in the church, in my relationship with my child or my spouse? How might you be even more diligent? And in doing so, not for the point of working yourself to exhaustion, not so that you feel better about yourself, but that you might truly reflect in all of its wonderful beauty what it means to be an image bearer of God in this way, and to be faithful and to trust Him to do great things. I want to encourage you today. Don't be a sloth in your spiritual life. Don't be lazy in your relationships. Don't be a slacker at work. Be diligent and faithful, as we learn in the New Testament, as unto the Lord, and watch Him bring the increase in His time and in His way. Well, once again, God bless you. I hope you're encouraged today to be faithful to what task God has called you to. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.